I'm a single woman in her 40s. Have I downloaded every dating app? Yes. Have I deleted every dating app? Yes. Have I downloaded every dating app again? Yes. Have I deleted every dating app again? Also, yes. I'm a single woman in her 40s. Hang out with me tonight? No, I'm gonna need 5 to 7 business days notice. Actually, this is the end of December, so let's shoot for February 15th. I'm a single woman in her 40s. Go looking for love? No, I'm gonna need Mr. Right to teleport into my living room. Thanks. I'm a single woman in her 40s. Do I want you in my life? Maybe. Do I need you in my life? Absolutely not. I'm a single woman in her 40s. Stay over tonight? I'm gonna need you to actually call yourself a lift and lift yourself right on out of my house so I can get a good night's sleep. I'm a single woman in her 40s. I'm going to need to see this signed permission slip from your therapist before you approach me romantically. I'm a single woman in her 40s. If a man wants to, he will. No, actually, if a man won't, I'll find someone who will.
You know, I call cap on a lot of these females' behavior, because this is what you see is like, it's just all about entitlement, and I mean, I'm not being funny, like, I'm not being racist, yeah, I'm not racist, but the truth is like, these type of modern women, they've gone through society, married to pretty much the ruling class of society, which is basically the white male, right? And they've just like saddlebagged their way through this world where everything has been easy for them, or at least easier than anyone in the world. Like, let's just be real. White women have it easier than any human being in the earth. Even easier than white men, Caucasian men. So, this entitled like behavior is just all BS, because at the end of the day, they all say this stuff about I'm the prize and, I don't need a man, but I want a man. It's all bullshit. They need a man, because if you don't need something, you don't really pay attention. If you want something, then you just work for it. But that's the thing. They're not working for it, but they're actually begging for it, because this is where a woman like her hits the wall. So welcome to the wall. And it just reminds me, of this clip I saw with Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco talking about this, how women believe that they're the prize. And it's pretty interesting. So check it out.
What is your worth? What is somebody willing to pay you for that? You hear that all the time. I know my value. Who determined it? Okay, you gonna pay yourself?
Yeah.
So while you doing all this, I know my worth, I know my value.
Yeah.
If somebody doesn't pay you that, you're not that valuable. You're not worth it.
Hey, you know what? I'm glad. I like that you just said that, because that's another one. Now I'm off topic.
I know you're going with this too.
Women love that. Women love that. I know my value. What is that value in general? That's a great topic.
I'm the prize. I'm the prize. Well, let me ask you a question, Ocho. When they tell you I'm the prize,
talk to me.
Well, who the collector? Who won the prize?
Come on,
keep
preacher.
telling me you the prize, but guess what? Right there,
right.
I see you still sitting on the shelf. Ain't nobody purchased it yet. Why you bumping your gums?
Come on, huh?
I mean, in order for it to be a prize, somebody has to be willing to win it, right? Somebody has, the lottery,
right.
The big game, Mega Million, Fantasy 5, Cash 4.
Talking that, come on, Pastor.
Yes, I mean, normally I'm playing like, okay, you the prize, okay. So, is anybody ever gonna win it, or does anybody try to win it, or does anybody want it? Because there are a lot of times there are prizes that I don't even want that.
Oh, come on.
See, I'm just saying.
Yeah. I just thought.
I know you was going. See, once I started.
Yeah. I see it all the time, and I just like the wording. And then when you said, well, somebody has to be willing to pay what that value is, because you can't determine what the value is yourself. Right. You can't do that.
That's what it look.
Okay.
I understand. And so me, this is what I like about what the platforms that we have, because we get to determine our worth.
Right.
But I got tired of being viewed as talent. I take a check, I move it along.
Right.
And within that scheme, I can only get what I'm entitled to, what I signed for. But in this, I can create as many shows as I possibly can that the viewing audience, that the listening audience like, and then I get to determine that worth.
I like it.
Because the more shows you have, the more shows people like, they're going to view it, advertisers, sponsors going to come. So y'all need to stop talking about, oh, I'm worth this. Not if somebody won't buy you a Birkin, not if somebody won't buy you a house or a condo or a car.
Right.
You're not worth that. Right. You're only worth what someone is willing to pay for it.
You know, I thought this was a phenomenal clip because at the end of the day, this is the stupidity and like ignorance of a lot of these modern women, you know, and females, and you know, this whole class of, you know, I'm the prize, I'm everything, and I don't have to do nothing or bring anything to the table. You know, it's like, you're the prize, but how come no one's collected that prize? No, you know, proud winner has collected that prize. How come nobody is with these females when they say this type of crap? There's nobody that justifies their behavior. It's like you could just put all of these people in a empty room and leave them there, because that's really where they're at worldwide. And you know, it's nice to see Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco Chad Johnson, you know, get red pilled, you know, because at the end of the day, like, I'm not a red pillar, but you know, these are legends in the sports world, you know. So for them to touch on this, I think it just reiterates and resounds a truth that maybe a lot of people of notable, you know, credibility, you know, respect are saying is true. So yeah, man, the wall is real, and it doesn't matter how valuable you think you are. It doesn't matter, man. You will find yourself at the wall talking this same type of crappy rhetoric that all of these 40-somethings, 30, even 30-somethings out here today, out here struggling to date. It's not a struggle. You know, they say they don't want to settle. Well, you know, the truth is not really settling, because for you to have lived the life that you have lived, you know, out here 304 and up, you know, and living in the streets, any man that gets with you is actually settling. Drizzle.
In case anyone has ever wondered what it's like to be a single female in LA, I was just grocery shopping at Whole Foods, and I was just invited to join a gentleman. I'm in my sweats, by the way, just like what you see, like sweats, pants, whatever. I was invited to join a gentleman in the bathroom for a very good time in the middle of my grocery shopping. And, you know, he did have the respect to ask if I was single. That was nice. And, you know, was I just supposed to like leave my basket there? Like, oh, just chill here next to the fresh baked cookies while I just go to the bathroom real quick and get it on with this stranger that just randomly approached me. Do I look that desperate so that, you know, do I look like I am like, oh, poor me, I'm single and alone, and I don't know. I'm just reflecting right now and taking it all in. And yeah, this is like my neighborhood Whole Foods. So, you know, maybe he's my soulmate. I don't know.
Welcome to the wall. This is what it looks like. Men are not gonna court you. You know, you're long past that, man. Men are not going to put in any actual time. They're not gonna articulate any sort of way of mating with you. It's like freestyle. It's freestyle, man. That's what men will do with females who are in their 40s and haven't gotten married, or aren't married, or have gotten married and are divorced. Because this life, it's about investments, and whatever you invest in, if you don't have an ROI on that, then you know it makes people start to ask questions about your credibility. People want to know, how did you invest your time, your money, your energy, your attention? And if we find that, you know, you made some poor decisions along the way, then it knocks down your value. And then there's physical value. All right. So a lot of these men, they see that. A lot of men, you know, are visual, and they see that. So what happens is you just become a quickie in the food market, if you're lucky. So this next clip is about space astronomer, wall hitter Aisha Bowe. And you know, I saw this interview on a podcast, and they talked about a number of things, and they started talking about relationships. And you know, Aisha Bowe is 35 years old, and she talks a lot about dating. So without any further ado, I'm just gonna let that play, and then I'll give my take here and there, right? So check it out.
Let's talk about relationships.
Ooh.
You had mentioned off camera your philosophy on relationships, and you have similar conversation that a lot of guests have had as far as like successful Black women, where sometimes in today's society it can be a detriment to a relationship or dating life the more successful you are, right?
To who?
You know, and that's what a lot of these wall hitting women do, is they try to make it seem as though somehow they're prevailing in the dating world, right? Because the fact is, like, women that are successful, they struggle the most in finding masculine men and getting married. But let's keep going.
Well,
But I think that's what we need to like dig in and explore, right? And I'm going to light up around this conversation because there are no shortage of men in my DMs. Now, they may not be Black men.
And that's no surprise. Black men aren't particularly attracted to masculine women. And then when you have a female who's, you know, generally successful in a career, you know, she's not really feminine. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, she's 35 years old and she works more for the white man than she does for her own family. Black men are not typically attracted to that.
But there are plenty of men in my DMs, and people think that I don't date successful men. Like, no, we're both CEOs, and...
But this is the thing, is y'all might be both CEOs, but notice that she says plenty of successful men dating her. You see, come on, at this big age, you shouldn't be dating, right? You should be married. And a lot of CEOs will be in your DMs because they're hitting that. I mean, let's just keep it 100. Like, all these CEOs in your DMs, where's the wedding proposals? I mean, because my girl's 35 years old. She's 35 years old. You're not getting no younger. And these CEOs know that. You know, that's what these females do. They act like their caliber has gone up or their value has gone up because they can have sex with men who are more valuable. But those men are not committing to you. And she knows that.
But that's the narrative that so talk about what you were talking about to us off camera.
So I think one of the things that happens, I think is a disservice, is I know all these brilliant, talented, successful women who may be being told by society that for some reason they're less attractive. Heck, I've gotten it.
See, she knows the truth is women hit a wall. We all hit a wall. Men hit a wall, women hit a wall. The difference is women hit a wall earlier than men. And that's the problem a lot of these females don't want to accept, because they get to live this fast life before men. See, a woman, she don't gotta earn her value when it comes to societal level, right? She doesn't have to earn her value. I mean, what, hit the gym, eat good food, get that good grub. Like, that's really about it. In this society, you can be an influencer, you can be a OF model, a model, you can do a lot of things just by the way you keep your appearance, right? But it's not like that for men. Men have to go out and work. Men have to develop themselves. So therefore, a man's prime years is later in his life, right? Depending on how well he takes care of his body, his prime years are going to be later in his life. But she knows she's hit the wall, and her family is telling her.
I've gone to my own family barbecues. My great aunt has said, honey, it don't matter if he's a felony, take him anyway. And I'm like, that is not
a felony.
If he has a
legendary.
If he's a felony.
If he's a felony.
Yeah, I mean,
his presence alone.
Yeah, she just wants a grandbaby, whatever would.
Just bring it home.
So
for
she's
me.
saying just settle.
Just
take whatever's left.
That's been told to you.
Like, I have to be careful because I am concerned that some of the older folks might be trying to trade me or sell me for something, right? When they have those conversations and they're like, shh, I want to lean in and figure out what's going on. But I think that what happens, right, is the more that you invest in yourself, the better the person who you attract is.
See, that's just facts. But the truth is, men and women are different. So a man that invests in himself is going to be different from a woman investing in herself. See, but these modern women, they think that investing in themselves is like getting experience of sex, going out here experiencing all these different varieties of men and all these different scenarios, getting money, building their career. But the truth is, men don't care about that. So a man has to build and invest in himself, right? Financially, knowledge, education, etc., etc. Whereas a woman who invests in herself correctly is the one that learns how to cook, learns how to, nurture the home. A man nurtures as well, but that's something that she's going to be skilled with. So naturally, she's going to be a lot better when it comes to managing the family. The man manages the money, the finances, and all of the investments and being able to control like the whole household. But the woman manages the household. And this is it. A lot of women, or modern women and females today, they are not interested in that. They want to be men. And then find a man that will date them. Men, heterosexual masculine men don't date men.
And I find that if you're lucky enough to find somebody that you can grow with early on, definitely do that, right? But for where I'm at in life, the people who I deal with and the people that I date are so much better than the person that I would have settled for in my 20s or 30s. It's outrageous.
What's outrageous to me is that she actually will say this crap, because at the end of the day, it's like the men that you're being entertained with are gonna be a different level than when you was 20 something, because you have always been masculine. And this is what they do. They go out there and they focus on the bag, because the truth is they don't want real men, good men. It's all about money for them. They want a rich man. That's what they want. So they think that, getting themselves financially closer to a lifestyle that mirrors a rich man means that they're entitled to a rich man. That rich man doesn't want you. If you had a chance with that rich man, it would have been when you was back in your 20s.
Just like the delta inequality. And so when people are like, well, being a CEO and things like that makes you unattractive, it's like, I don't understand, because I'm going to dinner with somebody who has 35,000 employees. Like, that's who I'm seeing, that's who's calling me.
And this is what it's all about. It's just all about money. I hope, all the black men out here are catching this. I hope, brothers, you are seeing this, because at the end of the day, females like this, just leave them alone. Let them get on with whatever they're doing. And when they hit the wall and they realize, then they're going to have to live with that. So just step clean out the way.
So you don't have a problem?
I don't have a problem when it comes to certain areas of the population.
So you, as far as white, you have a
I think I'm reading the tea leaves.
White men are. That's the dating pool for you.
I think, so here's what I'll notice is, like, I would not necessarily say that it's white men. I think you can broaden that. I think that there's
anybody that's not black.
Right. I think there's and I think black men of a certain age.
See, and this is just more evidence of the wall, because when these females get up in age, what happens is they can only attract younger men or men that are younger than them. So, guys that are like in their 20s, 30 something, you know what I'm saying? She will give her time to those men, because what it is with her is that she's not finding men that's close to the status that she's looking for, that are giving her any attention or giving her any sort of commitment. So the younger guys are coming along, and she's hoping that maybe that could grow into something, and in order to make that try and happen, she's just gonna free it up. She gonna dash those cookies. You get what I'm saying? But it ends at the wall. It goes nowhere.
Because if you've met a black man that has been married, has kids, and is divorced, that is a whole different man than somebody who is just like on the starting lineup somewhere, right? Like, that experience comes with knowledge. And I can't tell you how many guys I sit with that said, I really wish that I would have went with someone like you the first time around. Because they recognize the value of being able to have somebody who is going to treat your business like their own, who's going to be able to add, who's going to work hard, bring their connections, and then also be able to support you when maybe you can't support the family because you're building.
Do you feel, as I said, so we know the vice president, obviously everybody knows her husband is white, right? Mm-hmm. Do you feel a disconnect in some levels of having a high level of success and not necessarily finding a black counterpart, or does that even matter to you?
I'm sure he's out there and he's probably watching this show, right? I don't think that he doesn't exist. He absolutely exists. The question is, have I met him yet?
And this is how far the delusion goes, because at the end of the day, that guy, if he's watching this show, he already is not interested. And any of those other guys out there, he doesn't exist because they're not interested in you. Like, think about it. It's like you're trying to get a job and the manager personally, right? And you apply for the job. You don't actually get a response, but the manager hooks up with you and you guys hang out, chill out, smoke some doobies, smoke a few J's, I don't know, go bowling, and then weeks go by and you hear nothing about your application, right? It means that your chances are slimmer than ever because you are with the manager and the manager still hasn't given you an opportunity. They don't want you.
And my line is open. I definitely date Black men. I also date men who are not Black, and it's all about the best fit. Like, I'm meeting more and more, and you guys could probably lean in on this, because I'm meeting more and more Black men who are taking their time and they're building their empires, and they're waiting until they're 35 or 36.
And this is both my point. Those younger guys, they're not interested. You see what I'm saying? They're interested in building themselves and building their so-called empires and finding a woman when they're her age. So when they're her age, she's going to be 40-something. Those guys at 35, they're not going to be looking at 40-somethings, especially if they've built an empire, dude. They're going to be looking for females or women who are younger than them, or at least around their same age. She's delusional. You can't make this shit up.
Is it necessary? Is the union necessary?
In what sense?
In a sense where we're meeting a lot of people, not just women, but men are saying, you know what, I don't necessarily want to get married. I don't think it's necessary for me where I'm at.
I mean, I think that that's really like a personal decision.
Mm-hmm.
I personally would like to be married.
Of course she would like to be married. And this is how a lot of these women, modern women, end up. They end up in their late 30s, late 40s, midlife, no children, no marriage, no family, no husband. But let them tell it, they're winning. No, you're not. Sprinkle Sprinkle is taking the L. Wake up, ladies. It's Drizzle Drizzle.
Hey, this is CJ Benjamin. A little personal message for you today. You know, I'm almost 40 years old, and I'm not married, and I don't have children. And this comes with a sense of judgment from others who believe that I haven't yet fulfilled my destiny, if you will. People who believe that there's a mission that I have, you know, to be married and have children, and I haven't done that yet. So to many people, there's something lacking and something missing in my life. And this message is for you. If you're also in the same boat, if you're 40, in your 40s, almost 40, and you haven't yet got married, or you don't have children, or you don't intend to. So here's what I want you to know. When people meet me, it's one of the first questions I get. Are you married? Do you plan on getting married? Do you have children? Are you dating? People are very interested in my relationship status. Nobody asks if I'm healthy, if I'm happy, if I'm fulfilled, if I have a good life, if all is going well, but my relationship status seems to be at the top of the priority list as far as questions are. And I don't blame people, nor do I get angry with people, because I understand that this comes from centuries of expectation of a woman and of people at our age. So I understand that for many people, I have not yet done what I'm supposed to do, which is get married and have children. And here's what I want you to know. I'm not lacking in any department, my friends. I'm very happy, I'm very fulfilled, and I'm very content. Do I believe in relationships? Absolutely. I believe that relationships are important, they're crucial. I believe that we're not meant to be alone necessarily. I believe that having a partner is wonderful if you're with the partner that builds you, if you're with a partner that complements you at the level of your soul, if you're with somebody that really connects with who you are and doesn't change who you are. So that's wonderful. If you have that and if you can find it, great. Being alone does not mean we're unhappy. Does not mean that we're sad and that we're looking online all day trying to find somebody. I'm not looking for anything in particular right now. I have a really good life and I'm very happy and successful. And here's something else. I've worked incredibly hard for the life that I now enjoy. My life is read like a novel. There have been incredible highs, but even worse lows. And all of that has helped me to be shaped into the woman that I am today. The woman that I am today is self-made. I put my blood, sweat, and tears into who I've become. Nobody's done it for me, no one's handed it to me, and there is no man that has provided for me. Not that it's wrong if a man provides for you, but I've done this on my own. And I'm incredibly proud of myself. So I'm not lacking. Don't be worried about me. I'm really, really good. And when the time comes that I do want to settle down with somebody, it would be because I'm ready for that at that time in my life with the right person. It's very important for me to stress that. So I thought I'd share this for everybody else who feels less than in the company of your married friends, who feels less than when you with your friends who have children, because they might make you feel less than because you don't have it. We each have our own path. I'm on my own path in this world, and that's not shaped and colored by anybody else's experience or anybody else's expectations of me. So I'm sharing this. It's very personal, it's very bare, but you know I'm quite transparent with you. But know that I'm happy. Happiness is the pursuit of life, I believe, more than anything. Some of us are in relationships where we're deeply unhappy, troubled. Some are in relationships where you're being abused and you stay because you don't want to upset the delicate barrel of your life by letting people know that the marriage is unhappy, that the relationship is not good. So we stay and we put on a facade and we pretend. I don't want to pretend for anything or anybody. Some people are in relationships where you know you're with the wrong person, but you'd rather be with the wrong person than dare to be alone. It's not cold being alone. Sometimes it's what you need to build you before you're ready for the person that gets to meet this new you, the you that can stand on your own feet and be your own woman without anybody else. So if this means something to you, if you connect with this, drop me a message. Remember, always you come first. My name is CJ Benjamin, always in the mood to make it right.
You know, she said that it's not cold. I mean, this video is giving absolutely 0 degrees over there. You know, she said that she's worked damn hard to be the woman that she is, and all her lows have helped her become the woman that she is. This is the thing, is like, you are not happy, because if you are happy, then you will be out there living your happy life. You wouldn't be here on TikTok making TikToks like this proclaiming a false claim, because that's not what people do. When people, you know, draw for TikTok to make a statement like this, it's because usually they know that that's the truth and that the truth is actually being widely known and observed. So they try to change the narrative by giving us a false statement. And, you know, this is the thing also, is like most or a lot of, you know, marriage is not for everybody. There are more women or females than there are men in the earth. So by numbers is not for everybody. You're gonna have women or females like her who are living in their lane and going the way that they're supposed to go, because marriage is not supposed to be for you. When you have this type of mentality, then marriage is just not for you, because the men that would be appropriate for you to procreate with and create long-lasting, everlasting relationships with your children and family members is not for you. You're more masculine. Men are not attracted to masculinity, and this is the thing about it. So, you know, I thought this was an interesting clip, and all of these failed females, because at the end of the day, the wall is a real place, and majority of these people, that's where they're gonna find themselves. Also, I want to add this: women are more social creatures. So she's saying that she's happy now, but happiness is fleeting. Life is about joy. Joy is not fleeting. It's an emotion. Happiness is a feeling. Feelings change. So she's living a social life now. She worked so hard to get. She worked her prime years away to get where she's at now. And, you know, the rest of her years, she's going to live like this. And then when she starts to recline, she's no longer going to have a social life, because when women hit the wall, men do not approach, men do not give them that type of attention anymore. And this is why you have depression rates sky high, all these antidepressants that a lot of these women on is at an all-time high. And they will tell you it's because they are no longer being seen by men. So that's the wall, and that's what life is once you've hit the wall. Thank you guys for watching. Please drop me a like. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe. Until next time.